I'm actually probably different from a lot of the backers that come into this game in that I never played an MMO before Star Citizen. I never even played a spaceship flying game really, besides like the old Jedi Starfighter games and like the little ones that made it to console. I was always a console gamer. So I'm actually, a lot of times when I bring people onto this show, and I've heard all kinds of, sort of origin stories of how they got into it, Star Wars Galaxies is one that pops up. So I like to hear from people like you about what made that special and how that transferred over to Star Citizen. You said it was kind of that grittiness, that atmosphere, that world building. Is it also some of like the writing and the story? Do you get some of that from Star Citizen, or has that not really developed enough yet for you to know?
I don't think the story was ever the thing that made Star Wars Galaxies so special. What was special about it was just how much the developers tried to push the envelope of what was possible in the industry at the time. Like, they were one of the first MMOs, I believe, to have a fully customizable character, including height, weight, facial features. That was revolutionary at the time.
Yeah, we can't even do that in Star Citizen.
We can't even do that in Star Citizen. Like, there are games even to this day that don't have that level of customization. Right. And then they went, like, they had, originally it was 32 professions with a Jedi that you could become a Jedi if you found the secret way that was unique to each character. You'd have to, like, master a certain, series of professions, and it was random. And if you were able to do that, you'd go through this whole theme park that was really cool. It felt special. Like, there was a huge amount of effort put into the immersion of the experience to make it your story. That's what's special about Star Citizen. That's what they share, in my view, is putting you in that universe. There's so much complexity to the environment, to the professions, to everything that you could do. Like, you could have a house on Tatooine that you could customize the interior of. You could place the house wherever you wanted to. You could make a city with your friends. You could have that city would have votes in there to who would be mayor, and that mayor would have the ability to change the shape and assign plots of land and make the cantina where people would hang out. You could have a bazaar where you would sell stuff there. And then you'd go to the spaceport, hop into your spaceship that was also equally as complex, because each component of the spaceship was manufactured by a player. Like, there were players who would specialize in making the best, blasters or the best engine for your ship, which would make your ship better than other people in PvP when you went out into space in PvP. Like, you could fly up into space in a freaking spaceship. That was the Jump to Light Speed update, by the way.
Okay.
You could walk around in spaceships while they flew around in battle. And we're talking like early 2000s here.
Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy.
You could look out the window and see people fighting each other in TIE fighters and X-Wings, and you could fly next to an ISD. You could look out the window and see it. To this day, the only game that has done that is Star Citizen. Like, after that, people, like, it seems like the industry just gave up on being daring and making an amazing, immersive experience. So that's why I think a lot of people who love Star Wars Galaxies love Star Citizen. Why they feel it's the spiritual successor that we didn't get out of, like, Star Wars: The Old Republic, which was something that I really was looking forward to and hoping was going to be the next Star Wars Galaxies, that turned out not to be. So yeah, I mean, I guess I hope that explains a bit of why it's so special. It's an amazing game for its age.
I mean, that kind of wraps it up. I mean, that's the whole flying around in spaceships, looking out and seeing other people flying spaceships is part of, I would think that's top 3 things that Star Citizen does that really sets it apart in my mind. So I didn't even know there was another game that was doing that long ago. That's really impressive. And
it's pretty much the only game that was doing it that long ago. I mean, like, since then, there's no other MMO that's done it. And I don't know if there will be again aside from Star Citizen. It's just so expensive, you know?
And so that was like early 2000s?
Early 2000s, that's right.
Yeah, then that really does add context to the whole MMO drought that people have talked about that kind of got a resurgence in the 2010s, because that's an impressive trajectory to just kind of fall off and not have a space game that picks that up.
That was the whole Kickstarter pitch from Chris Roberts to begin with, was that, nobody's making these games. Let's prove that people want it by making a independently funded game by the backers. Mm-hmm. And here we are today with 500 million into the bank for it, and it's It's good. It's getting there.
It's getting there. Definitely proven that people want it. Now we just have to prove we can.
At the very least, people want it. Yes, the proof is there.